called Fiddler and have gone through some basic HTTP concepts. So we're now ready to start analyzing traffic with Fiddler. As an example, we're going to use the application OpenCard, and we're going to be analyzing the requests and responses exchanged between the application and the server. So let's start by opening Fiddler. This is what we'll first see when we open Fiddler. On the left side of the screen, we're going to start seeing the traffic as it starts being exchanged. To start capturing traffic, we're going to click on the bottom left corner of the screen, and we'll see that it says capturing. We'll then go to the browser and type opencard.abstracted.us and load the page. Let's wait till it finishes loading. And if we go back to Fiddler, we're going to see that a lot of requests have been exchanged. Let's stop capturing traffic. These were all the requests sent from the application. This was the first request made to the server, which triggered all these other ones. You can see these style sheets and a lot of images. What we'll do now is to select them all, and we're going to add a comment just to identify that all these requests were triggered by the same event. So let's select them all, right click, and select on comment. And we're going to insert the comment load page. Let's now click on a particular request. On the right side of the screen, we'll see on the top bit the request, and on the bottom bit, we'll be able to see the response from the server. Let's focus on the request first. Here we'll see the HTTP headers. On the text view, if it's a post request, we'll be able to see the body of the post. And then we have the web forms. On the hex view, we'll be able to see the whole request on hexadecimal format. On the next tab, we'll be able to see if there are any authorization headers. We'll be able to see the cookies that were sent. On the raw tab, we'll be able to see a little summary of the headers on the body that were sent. And if we're sending a JSON, we'll be able to see it on this tab. Same thing if we're sending an XML. Let's go to the response now. On the text view, we'll be able to see the whole HTML that was retrieved from the server. Here we'll be able to see the HTTP headers. We'll want to check that we have a valid response code. We can see the cookies that were sent. On the image view, we'll be able to see the images just as we see them on the browser. And on the web view, we'll be able to see pretty much the same thing we'll see in the browser without the stylings. This is widely used to identify elements that we want to include in assertions. So going back to the text view, we're going to want to correlate the elements that we see on our website with the elements that we see on the text view. Let's look, for example, for this MacBook element. We can type on our search bar MacBook, the whole element on the HTML. Let's do the same with the iPhone. We can type iPhone, and we can identify the element. It's important to know that not all characters are going to be shown on the text view exactly the same way that we see them in the browser. An example we can see here on the side is this Apple Cinema display, which has the size shown in inches. When we look it up in the text view, we're going to see that we won't be able to see the quotes, but instead we'll see that it's coded and that we can see the word quote, which refers to the quotes. Going back to the side, we can see that there are some dynamic elements, bottom and on the top. If we go to the Fiddler, we'll be able to identify these as JavaScript. If we go to the text view, we'll be able to see the code here. Then we have all these images that we can see on the image view, as we were commenting before, exactly the same way they appear in the browser. And if we go to the text view, we'll see that there is just some random characters. Now that we have recorded all the session, we probably want to save it for later. So let's go to File, Save All Sessions, which will allow us to access all the recording later. This will come handy when we want to add the assertions to our script.